name is Allison, and I make cleaning and lifestyle videos, so make sure you subscribe down below so you don't miss any new videos. Today I'm going to be talking about flea treatment, which is an unpleasant thing, so I know it's probably not the funnest video to watch, but it's an issue that we had a few months ago, so I wanted to talk about it, talk about what worked, what did not work, give you ideas, tips if you're having trouble. And you can always leave comments down below too if you have questions or if you have suggestions or ideas. We had a flea outbreak a few months ago. We do have a cat and a dog, and unfortunately we got some fleas. They were on flea prevention, but it did not work, and I'll kind of go over that in this video. And this video might be just a little different just because I'm filming a little differently this week, but we'll see how that goes. So we got some fleas kind of in the fall, early fall, September-ish. All of a sudden we went from nothing to just fleas everywhere, and it was really stressful. So hopefully I can give you some tips that will help resolve this problem if you're having it. So when we first got the fleas, I tried a lot of different things. Initially I was focused on just treating our pets. So I used flea baths, I used a generic version of Capustar, which is a pill that you give your cat and your dog. The pills actually did get rid of the fleas on the pets, but if you have them in your environment, they're just going to get back onto your pets again. So it's sort of a temporary fix. It's really just a temporary fix unless you do have something that's being used in conjunction with that treatment. So I have a few things here that we've used. Now initially we were using Frontline as a prevention. We were doing this every month, and this might as well have been water. It did not work. It did not stop the fleas. This Frontline Plus was useless. I will not buy this again. I don't recommend it. It did not take care of the issue or prevent fleas in any way. That's how we got the fleas, is they were on this. And my cat was on a generic Pet Armor Plus for cats. So that did not work. Initially I thought cheap and easy, we'll just use a flea spray, so I tried this natural care spray, and then we also gave the pets the Capustar or generic Capustar, which got rid of the fleas off the pets, but it did not get them off of the carpets. This didn't really do anything. This was worthless as well. I started aggressively flea bathing each pet once a week. I would just give everybody a flea bath, so I used, this stuff is the dog, we tried this, and then I used this blue stuff because it's for cats and dogs, and so this is supposed to stop them for 28 days, and it did lessen the fleas, but they did not completely get rid of the fleas. So even with the pills and the spray and the baths and anything I could try, I've got a flea comb. I was combing out my cat every day, trying to get any fleas off of her. It was very stressful, and if you're going through it, you probably understand that this is a very stressful thing to go through. You feel very frustrated because they're really hard to get rid of. They're not something that's easy to cure. You have to really work at getting rid of these if you have an infestation. And fleas have a life cycle, so you can kill all the live fleas, but then you might have eggs or you might have larvae, and those are going to still be in your carpets or on your pets. So even if you think they're all gone, they might reemerge, so that is really, really stressful if you're going through that. So I do not recommend natural care spray. It did not do anything. Can't recommend this little stuff that goes on their neck, the Frontline or Pet Armor. I don't recommend that as well. Flea baths, I think, is probably a little bit more effective as far as initially getting what's off your pet. But you really, if you're going to get rid of them, you have to get rid of them from your environment. You need to treat that. So I'll show you what actually seemed to really help with that. So as far as what worked, as far as getting them out of our carpeting, is what's this here. I'll lift it up so you can see it a little bit better. This is Dimetiath Earth. This is food grade. You want to make sure you get food grade. But this was really inexpensive. It was like $5 or $7. I will put the price up here of how much that cost. It was the least expensive of everything that I tried, and it was the most effective as far as reducing or getting rid of the fleas. And the way you use this is that you sprinkle this on your carpets once a week for 3 weeks. I noticed a significant decrease as soon as I started spreading this on our carpets. It seemed like everything just calmed down. There was still here and there a flea, but it really did make a difference. Now you have to let it sit for 24 to 48 hours and then vacuum it up. Now you do want to use a wet vac and not a regular vacuum. Unfortunately, I kind of destroyed our vacuum using this, but I just wanted to get rid of the fleas. So you may have a new vacuum review coming in the future, but this will clog your vacuum, so use a wet vac, but spray it once a week on your carpet, spread it. I just used a ladle. You can see in here there's a ladle, and I would just spread it around our carpet everywhere, vacuum it up 2 days later. And you want to do that once for 3 weeks. Now I did the first 2 weeks and the fleas were almost completely gone, and then I got sick and my son was sick. So I missed the very last cycle of the fleas, and a few fleas emerged, but they were way reduced. So the fleas were way reduced. Sorry, I'm kind of moving because I'm following my son around, so I might be a little bit more active in this video. Oh, there he goes. So, but the Demadieth Earth just really wiped out the fleas almost completely, except a little straggler here and there. But overall, it just did a really good job. It was cheap, it was easy, yeah, it was inexpensive, it was easy to use. One of the things I really liked about it was that it's food grade, so it's safe. It's something you can use with children and pets and not have to worry. People actually eat it sometimes from what I was reading, although I personally didn't eat it or wouldn't recommend eating it, but there are people that eat it. Hey, leave that there, baby. But it was the cheapest and most effective of all the flea treatments as far as treating our carpets. Now, you do need to get rid of them from the source, so you need to bathe your pets, you need to get it off your pets. One other thing we tried that did not work was a Seresto collar. I got Seresto collars for the cats and dogs, and it pretty much did nothing. It's supposed to suppress them, but the collars just did not do anything as far as I'm concerned. And I did read that you can buy fake Seresto collars, but I did buy them from an actual pet store, and they still did not work. So that just did not work well at all for the collars. So I cannot recommend the collars. I don't recommend most of the products. What really worked well for us was the Demadieth Earth mixed with combined with the flea bath. Now you can try whatever works. You can do whatever works best for you, but personally what worked for me was that powder mixed with the flea bath. I'm still open to other suggestions. If you have tried something, I am open to other suggestions as well, if there's something that really worked well for you. But as far as sprays, they just didn't work. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, one of the most expensive things I tried was the Wondercide, which I also did a review, and I'll maybe link it down below so you can actually check that video out if you want to see about Wondercide. But Wondercide didn't work for me. So Wondercide was a big waste of money as far as I was concerned. It just didn't cut it. So as you can see, I spent way more money, and in the long run I probably would have just been better off calling a professional from the beginning and just spending a few $100s and having them take care of the fleas, because they know what they're doing. And if you're starting out, that might be the best route for you to go, is just say, hey, call a professional. But if you're trying to solve that without chemicals, or just doing it yourself, or just don't have someone available. But if you're trying to do it yourself, the Demadieth Earth was what really worked the best for me. Just make sure you use a shop vac. Yeah, just make sure you're using a shop vac, because otherwise you will destroy your vacuum, which was something I learned doing this process. It's been a great learning. I will say, as stressful as this been, it's been a great learning process. So I've learned a lot about fleas and treating them, and what not to do and what to do, so I can recommend things if people have questions. And I think we're at the very end of it. I think we've just about got the issue taken care of now, so I can finally relax and enjoy life without being stressed about fleas. But if they do resurface, I do know a little bit more now how to get rid of them. And if you have questions, be sure to leave them down below, or comments about fleas. Anyways, I hope this video was helpful for you. I hope you found it interesting. And thank you so much for coming by, and I hope you all have a beautiful day today. Bye!